Imagine stepping into the world of Hollywood's brightest stars, where the spotlight shines, but so do the shadows. Beyond the glamour and jaw-dropping performances, many actors have faced life-or-death moments, brutal injuries, and personal struggles that no script could ever capture. These aren't just scenes from a film. They're real challenges that nearly cost them their lives. Today, we're diving into the lives of 16 actors who almost didn't make it home from set. Get ready, because this journey will show you the grit behind the glam and the courage behind every close call. Kicking off our countdown is none other than Kate Winslet. Imagine this. The star of Titanic, the legendary romance that captivated millions, came terrifyingly close to drowning while filming.
Yeah, I was really cold.
Kate Winslet, playing the resilient Rose, nearly faced a fate as icy as the ship's freezing waters. It's almost too ironic, especially since her character survives, while her on-screen love, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, tragically does not. Let's dive into this chilling tale. It all began with one of Titanic's most intense scenes, where Rose and Jack are frantically trying to escape the rapidly flooding ship. The stakes were high, the water was rising, and Kate's costume, a heavy, soaking wet coat, suddenly became her worst enemy. As she moved through the submerged set, her coat snagged on a metal gate. Within seconds, she found herself trapped underwater, fighting desperately to free herself as her lungs screamed for air. "I had to shimmy out of the coat to get free," she later revealed. Thankfully, she managed to break free, gasping for breath just in time. But in the world of filmmaking, there's no rest for the weary. Incredibly, director James Cameron, ever the perfectionist, barely gave her a moment to catch her breath. He simply said, "Okay, let's go again." And Kate, with incredible determination, or maybe just a dash of madness, pressed on. This relentless commitment to her role is just one of the reasons we love her. But the challenges didn't end there. If you thought dodging near-drowning incidents was extreme, wait until you hear what else she endured. Kate battled severe hypothermia and the flu throughout filming. Yes, that water, the very same water that makes her look so ethereal on screen, was icy cold. It was so frigid, in fact, that she later joked it could freeze someone's heart faster than Jack's famous line, "I'm king of the world." It's no wonder she admitted, "I can't believe I allowed that to be done to me." In another scene, where Rose and Jack flail around in the Atlantic after the ship sinks, Kate was submerged 12 feet underwater, waiting for her close-up. After 3 grueling takes where she nearly inhaled more water than air, she had to put her foot down, saying, "I simply said I couldn't do it anymore." Her dedication and perseverance during such an intense production are truly astounding. Kate's journey behind the scenes of Titanic proves she's not only a talented actress, but also a true fighter. Watching her graceful, powerful performance, it's hard to believe the grueling challenges she endured to bring Rose to life. So next time you watch Titanic, remember the woman behind the character. The one who risked so much to give us an unforgettable story. What do you think of Kate's incredible dedication? Could you see yourself pushing through like she did? Or would you have drawn the line? Let us know in the comments below. Coming up, we're diving into the incredible, nail-biting story of the legendary stunt master himself. Jackie Chan, known for his daring, death-defying stunts and awe-inspiring action scenes. Jackie is the very definition of resilience and courage. But did you know that behind his bright smile and daring moves lies a near-fatal accident that almost took his life? This is the untold story of one of Jackie's most dangerous stunts ever. One that pushed him to the very edge and left a permanent mark on him, both physically and mentally. It all happened during the filming of Armor of God in 1986. The setup seemed simple enough. Jackie was supposed to leap from a ledge onto a tree branch. He nailed it perfectly the first time, but being a perfectionist, he decided to give it one more go. Little did he know, this second attempt would change his life forever. As he leaped for the branch, it snapped under his weight, sending him crashing down 16 feet, head first on a solid rock. In an instant, the set turned into chaos as blood poured from his ear, and he lay there, barely conscious, on the ground. Rushed to the hospital, Jackie faced a devastating diagnosis: a fractured skull and a bone fragment lodged dangerously close to his brain. This was no ordinary injury. It was life-threatening. Immediate surgery was necessary, with no time to transport him to a more advanced facility. Luckily, skilled surgeons were able to remove the bone fragment, but the trauma Jackie endured was immense. He spent only a week in recovery before making the shocking decision to return to the set, a move that speaks volumes about his dedication and sheer willpower. With Jackie back on set, production had to adapt. The film's crew rewrote scenes and slowed the pace to accommodate his injuries. It was a different pace than what fans expected, but Jackie pushed through, determined to finish what he had started and deliver another memorable performance. Despite the pain and the risk, his spirit never wavered. His drive to complete the film and his loyalty to his fans shone through, proving once again why he's known as one of the most committed action stars of all time. The final act of Armor of God features some of Jackie's most remarkable fight choreography, a testament to his hard work and dedication to his craft. Remarkably, Jackie later found humor in the whole experience, even joking that it taught him to be just a little more careful with his stunts. To this day, he still has a few reminders of that fateful day, including permanent hearing loss in one ear and a minor skull depression from the injury. Jackie Chan's story is one of resilience, courage, and an unwavering love for his craft. So next time you watch one of his iconic action scenes, remember, you're watching a man who has risked it all, time and time again, for the thrill of entertaining his fans. What do you think of Jackie's fearless commitment? Do you admire his dedication, or would you rather he played it safer? Let us know in the comments. At number 3, we have the incredibly resilient Kristin Chenoweth, a star who quite literally survived a lightning strike of fate. While filming a scene for The Good Wife in 2012, Kristin faced a life-changing moment that no one could have predicted. It was a beautiful, sunny day, and the production crew was preparing to roll the cameras on an outdoor scene by the water. Kristin was ready to give her all, until a sudden, heart-stopping crash shattered the calm. Without warning, a heavy piece of lighting equipment plummeted from above, striking her in the face with terrifying force. Kristin later described the impact as feeling like she had been hit by a truck. The blow threw her body backward onto a curb, leaving her with devastating injuries: a 7-inch skull fracture, multiple hairline fractures, and damage to her teeth and ribs. She woke up in the hospital, dazed and afraid, with no recollection of how she had arrived there. "I literally heard action, and then I woke up in the hospital," she recalled, her voice filled with the shock of that lost time and memory. The journey to recovery was grueling. Kristin faced relentless physical pain, alongside a heavy emotional toll as she navigated life post-accident. This harrowing experience left her feeling fragile and deeply shaken, both physically and mentally. She candidly shared her struggles in her recent book, I'm No Philosopher, But I Got Thoughts, where she recounts how this traumatic event forced her to confront her own vulnerability and re-evaluate her life and career. For Kristin, even the simplest tasks like getting out of bed often felt like insurmountable challenges during her recovery. She underwent physical therapy to rebuild her strength, though the lingering pain from her injuries remained a constant battle. But Kristin's story isn't just one of pain and hardship. It also has a surprising twist. The doctors noticed something unusual. Her hair extensions might have played an unexpected role in her survival. They suggested that the extensions may have absorbed some of the force and helped keep her skull fracture together, possibly saving her life. Reflecting on this, Kristin managed to find humor amidst the trauma. "So anyone who wants to get hair extensions should," she joked during an interview, using her trademark wit to lighten even the darkest moments. Kristin Chenoweth's journey is one of resilience, humor, and the fierce will to rise above tragedy. Her story serves as a reminder that even in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds, strength can emerge from the most vulnerable places. Next time you watch her on screen, you'll know the incredible fight she waged to be there. What do you think of Kristin's resilience? Could you keep going after such a life-altering experience? or would it change you forever? Let us know in the comments below. Up next, we have the legendary Tom Hanks, a Hollywood powerhouse known not only for his acting prowess, but also for his unwavering dedication to his craft. Few actors can match his commitment, and one role that truly exemplifies his drive was his unforgettable performance in Cast Away. Here, Hanks didn't just play a character. He practically lived the life of Chuck Noland, a FedEx executive stranded on a deserted island. To authentically portray the harsh reality of isolation, Hanks took his role to extremes that most actors would never consider. He shed over 50 pounds, pushing himself through a grueling diet and exercise regimen to look as gaunt and exhausted as his character should. The transformation was staggering, and it's clear that Hanks wanted audiences to feel every ounce of Chuck's despair and desperation. It's this level of dedication that makes him stand out. Hanks wasn't just acting, he was becoming Chuck Noland. But with this level of commitment came serious risks. As Hanks filmed on the remote island, his body was pushed to its limits, and he developed a painful staph infection. Initially, he shrugged it off, thinking it was just a minor irritation, a side effect of living in such rough conditions. But as the days passed, the infection worsened, causing significant discomfort and pain. What Hanks didn't realize at first was that staph infections can quickly become serious and even life-threatening. Left untreated, these infections can lead to complications like sepsis, which could have been catastrophic. Fortunately, he sought medical help just in time and received the treatment he needed. This experience left him with a newfound appreciation for his health, serving as a powerful reminder of the risks he took in pursuit of his art. Even with these health scares, Hanks didn't let anything stop him. He powered through the pain, determined to finish the film and bring Chuck Noland's incredible story to life. His dedication didn't go unnoticed. His colleagues rallied around him, providing the support he needed to keep going. Together, they captured some of the most iconic scenes in cinematic history, including the unforgettable friendship between Chuck and his only companion, Wilson the volleyball. The result was a breathtaking portrayal that resonated deeply with audiences. Cast Away was a stunning success, with Tom Hanks's raw and emotional performance earning him yet another Academy Award nomination. His portrayal of Chuck Noland not only cemented his status as one of Hollywood's finest, but also demonstrated just how far he's willing to go for his craft. So, what do you think of Tom Hanks's commitment? Could you imagine pushing yourself to such extremes? Or would you draw the line? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's celebrate one of the industry's most dedicated actors. Rolling in next is the man who might just hold a grudge against horses, Johnny Depp. Known for his eccentric and unforgettable roles like Captain Jack Sparrow and the Mad Hatter, Depp is no stranger to wild characters and intense scenes. But after his experience on the set of The Lone Ranger, you might wonder if he developed a new fear: horses. Yes, it sounds strange, but during this production, these four-legged co-stars proved to be some of his toughest challenges yet. In The Lone Ranger, Depp took on the role of Tonto, the iconic Native American sidekick to Armie Hammer's Lone Ranger. It was meant to be a high-energy adventure filled with thrilling chases, humor, and a bit of Wild West chaos. However, from the very beginning, the production faced numerous challenges. Even before the cameras rolled, issues with pacing and the script were raising eyebrows, leading to mixed reviews before it even hit theaters. Yet, the real trials for Depp came while filming. During one particular horse chase scene, Depp found himself in a situation that could have gone horribly wrong. As the horses galloped through the set, one of them suddenly got spooked, throwing its rider and causing pandemonium. Amid this chaos, Depp found himself dangerously close to the action. In a terrifying moment, he was knocked to the ground by another horse, narrowly escaping what could have been a catastrophic accident. Depp's quick reflexes, honed from years of action roles, saved him from a more serious injury, but he was left battered and bruised. It wasn't just a minor setback. The incident left him shaken and in significant pain. Despite the physical toll, Depp's dedication to his role as Tonto remained unshaken. Rather than let the accident sideline him, he powered through the discomfort, determined to bring authenticity to his character. For Depp, embodying Tonto meant facing these dangers head-on, even if it meant risking another painful encounter. He pressed on, delivering the committed, immersive performances fans expect. However, as the release date approached, Depp's efforts to elevate the film began to feel in vain. When The Lone Ranger finally premiered, it unfortunately did not receive the acclaim he and the cast had hoped for. The box office numbers were disappointing, and critics zeroed in on the film's pacing and script flaws rather than its high-octane stunts and action sequences. Depp's near miss on set didn't translate into box office success, leading many to wonder if he might have preferred a safer, less horse-intensive production experience. What do you think of Johnny Depp's dedication? Would you have pressed on in his shoes, or taken a step back after such a close call? Let us know in the comments below. Next up is the one and only Jason Statham, the action superstar who danced with danger in one of the most harrowing real-life stunts of his career beneath the icy waters of the Black Sea. When you think of Jason Statham, you probably imagine him dodging bullets, flooring the gas pedal, and taking on fierce enemies with that signature tough guy attitude. But behind his on-screen toughness lies a story of raw survival that took even this seasoned action hero to his limits. The near-fatal accident happened while filming The Expendables 3 in Bulgaria. The day began like any other on set, with the crew prepping an intense chase scene that had Statham's character, Lee Christmas, attempting a daring escape from a group of merciless villains. But what was supposed to be a thrilling scene turned into a real-life nightmare. During a rehearsal, Statham was behind the wheel of a heavy flatbed truck when suddenly, the brakes failed. In a matter of seconds, the massive vehicle veered off the pier and plunged into the freezing depths of the Black Sea. Can you imagine being trapped in a sinking truck? Statham quickly realized he was in serious danger as the truck began to submerge, icy water flooding in. His heart raced as adrenaline kicked in, and he knew he had only moments to escape. Without hesitation, he managed to find an open window, forcing his way through it as the truck continued to sink. But just when he thought he was free, his gun holster snagged on something inside the vehicle, threatening to pull him back into the cold, dark water. In that heart-stopping moment, Statham fought against his instincts to panic. Instead, he focused, drawing on his training and experience as a competitive diver for England. With a deep breath and sheer determination, he wriggled himself loose, finally swimming to the surface and making his way to safety. The crew acted fast, pulling Statham from the water and making sure he was okay. The entire set was left in awe of his calmness in the face of such a dangerous situation. And, true to form, after drying off and changing clothes, Statham returned to set as if nothing had happened, ready to finish the day's shoot. It was a show of resilience and professionalism that solidified his status as one of Hollywood's toughest action stars. The terrifying ordeal only added to the intensity and authenticity of The Expendables 3, delivering a thrilling experience that audiences around the world loved. Statham's brush with death gave fans one of the most unforgettable stories of real-life courage on set. What do you think of Jason Statham's dedication and bravery? Would you have been able to stay calm in a situation like that? Or would you have panicked? Let us know in the comments below. Share your thoughts on one of Hollywood's toughest stars. Next up is Aaron Paul, the actor who narrowly escaped death while filming Breaking Bad, the intense drama known for its high-stakes action and heart-pounding moments. As Jesse Pinkman, Paul portrayed a character constantly facing life-threatening situations. But few know that his own real-life experience behind the scenes was just as harrowing. In 2008, during a high-tension fight scene, Aaron found himself in a terrifyingly close brush with death that almost mirrored the chaos his character endures on screen. The incident unfolded unexpectedly. As the scene played out, a large rock suddenly fell from the roof of a nearby trailer, landing with a heavy thud right where Aaron had been standing just moments earlier. Picture that moment. 1 second you're fully immersed in character, delivering your lines, and in the next you're inches away from disaster. Aaron was shaken to the core, realizing how narrowly he had escaped a potentially fatal accident. What's even more chilling is that Aaron had sensed something was off just before the scene started. Trusting his gut, he requested a slight change in his position for the scene, asking if he could move to a different spot. That small, instinctive decision ended up being a life-saving move. Had he stayed in his original position, he would have been directly in the rock's path as it came crashing down. It's incredible to think how a simple choice, driven by a gut feeling, could alter the course of his life so dramatically. Despite the close call, Aaron stayed committed to the role. The near-death experience became another powerful chapter in his journey as an actor, proving his dedication and resilience. As filming continued, Aaron channeled the experience into his portrayal of Jesse, bringing an even deeper intensity and authenticity to the role. This brush with death gave him a unique insight into the dangers and unpredictability that his character faced, making his performance all the more convincing. Aaron Paul's story isn't just about an actor dodging disaster. It's about resilience, intuition, and a true dedication to his craft. This behind-the-scenes tale is a reminder of how much actors risk to bring our favorite shows to life and how sometimes reality can be just as intense as fiction. So, what do you think of Aaron Paul's brush with danger? Do you think you'd be able to keep your cool after an experience like that? Or would it make you rethink risky scenes? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's hear from all the Breaking Bad fans out there. Next on our list is the fearless Maze Runner star, Dylan O'Brien, a young actor whose dedication to action nearly cost him his career, and perhaps even his life. In March 2016, while filming a high-stakes stunt scene for Maze Runner, The Death Cure, Dylan was poised and ready for action, performing atop a moving vehicle, harnessed and prepared for the thrill. But in an instant, the unexpected happened. In a freak accident, Dylan was thrown from his vehicle and struck by another. The impact was severe, leaving him with a concussion, serious facial fractures, and multiple lacerations. Imagine being in Dylan's shoes. One moment you're charging through an adrenaline-pumping scene, and the next, you're lying on the ground, disoriented and in pain. The scene transformed into a nightmare that could have ended his career or worse. Dylan was rushed to the hospital, where doctors worked quickly to assess and treat his extensive injuries. The journey to recovery was long and grueling. After months of rehabilitation, Dylan was finally ready to return to acting, but things had changed. He now had a plate in his head from reconstructive surgery to repair his facial fractures. It was as if his life had become an action movie of its own. Yet instead of letting this setback hold him back, Dylan chose to embrace the challenge. His comeback project? American Assassin, a high-intensity thriller that would demand both physical and emotional resilience. In American Assassin, Dylan stepped into the role of Mitch Rapp, a CIA Black Ops recruit fueled by revenge. The role required rigorous combat training and preparation, an intimidating prospect after what he had just been through. The thought of doing stunts again made me want to run back to my couch, he admitted. But unlike many, Dylan found the courage to push through, overcoming his fears and taking on the role with unbreakable determination. I ultimately decided that I wanted to try it, and I didn't want to let it go, he shared, showcasing the kind of resolve that makes him a true action star. The crew, especially his co-star Michael Keaton, was mindful of Dylan's previous injuries. Keaton made sure their intense fight scenes were carefully choreographed to avoid any risk to Dylan. "We had to be very specific about every move you made," Keaton said, highlighting the meticulous planning and extra precautions that went into filming. Despite everything he had been through, Dylan found joy in the training and embraced the thrill of stepping back into action. With a smile, he joked in interviews, "It's fun to pretend like you could beat up people you could never really beat up in real life." And who wouldn't agree with that? Dylan O'Brien's story is one of grit, resilience, and a deep passion for his craft. So, what do you think about Dylan's incredible comeback? Would you have been able to step back into the action, or would you have taken a safer path? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Do you remember Jennifer Lawrence as Katniss Everdeen in The Hunger Games? Behind that fierce, unstoppable character is a real-life tale of survival that almost went terribly wrong. While filming one of the most intense scenes in the 2012 blockbuster, Jennifer faced a truly terrifying moment that she and her fans will never forget. The scene was simple enough at first glance. Jennifer was supposed to sprint through a tunnel filled with a light mist from a smoke machine, creating a dramatic, moody effect. Sounds cool, right? But what happened next was anything but. The smoke machine suddenly went rogue, pumping out way more smoke than intended and transforming the tunnel into a dense, choking cloud. In seconds, Jennifer went from running as Katniss to desperately struggling for breath, trapped in a wall of blinding fog. Imagine being in Jennifer's shoes. What was meant to be an action scene quickly turned into a real-life nightmare. Katniss can't breathe became her reality as the thick smoke filled the tunnel. She couldn't see anything. It was like being trapped in a giant, suffocating cotton candy machine, minus the sweet smell and fun. Panic surged as Jennifer realized she was completely disoriented, unable to find her way out. Later, with her trademark humor, she joked, "I thought I was going to die in there." It felt like I was auditioning for a horror movie instead of an action film. But what saved her from becoming the next casualty of an overzealous smoke machine? Her quick instincts. Jennifer remembered a survival tip that proved to be her lifeline. When in doubt, follow the light. Through the thick fog, she spotted a faint flicker at the tunnel's end and made a mad dash for it. With every bit of strength and determination she could muster, Jennifer pushed through the cloud until she finally burst out into the open air, gasping and grateful to be safe. The crew rushed to her side, anxious to check if she was okay. Ever the jokester, Jennifer brushed it off with a grin, saying, "I'm fine, just thought I was going to become a human barbecue." In true Jennifer Lawrence style, she turned a close call into a moment of humor. But the experience left a lasting impression. From then on, she kept a close eye on those smoke machines. "I love special effects," she quipped, "but let's keep them under control." Who could blame her? After all, The Hunger Games was intense enough without added drama from the special effects department. So, what do you think of Jennifer's close call? Could you keep your cool in a situation like that? Or would you be out of there in a heartbeat? Let us know in the comments. Now, let me take you behind the scenes of The Lord of the Rings to reveal an untold story about the dedication and grit of Viggo Mortensen, the man behind Aragorn. While we were all mesmerized by the epic battles and breathtaking landscapes, few know about the intense challenges Viggo faced to bring his character to life. Challenges that tested his strength and nearly broke him, both physically and mentally. You might remember the legendary scene where Aragorn, in a fit of frustration, kicks a helmet. That moment has become iconic among fans. But here's a little twist. Viggo actually broke his foot during that take. That scream? Totally real. He didn't just act the pain, he lived it. Talk about taking method acting to the extreme. You can almost imagine him saying, "Maybe I should have gone for something a little less brutal, like ballet." But in true Viggo fashion, he powered through the pain and completed the take, delivering a performance that's forever etched in cinematic history. But the helmet-kicking injury was only the beginning. Viggo's commitment to the role was unbreakable, and he insisted on doing many of his own stunts, a choice that was both impressive and, frankly, dangerous. From intense sword fights to horseback riding across New Zealand's rugged landscapes, he was all in, throwing himself headlong into every challenge. One day on set, during a particularly tricky scene on horseback, he took a hard fall. Luckily, he escaped with nothing more than bruises and a story, but his dedication was unwavering. The physical stunts were tough, but the filming conditions brought their own trials. New Zealand's unpredictable weather turned some days into brutal endurance tests. Freezing winds, cold rains, and even the occasional snowstorm were just part of the package. While most actors would find a way to stay warm between scenes, Vigo went above and beyond. He would sometimes refuse additional comforts to stay in character, choosing to endure the elements as a way of connecting with Aragorn's journey. It didn't stop there. He battled through flu and even hypothermia, fighting his own silent battles as he brought a legendary king to life. Through it all, Vigo's unwavering focus never faltered. His performance as Aragorn is unforgettable, embodying every ounce of strength, resilience, and depth we see on screen. For fans, Vigo's portrayal of Aragorn isn't just acting. It's an act of sheer willpower and dedication to a character that has become legendary. So next time you watch The Lord of the Rings, remember the man behind Aragorn's fearless exterior. Viggo Mortensen's journey behind the scenes was as epic as any adventure in Middle-earth, proving that he's as much a hero as the character he portrayed. What do you think of Viggo's dedication? Could you endure all that for the sake of a role, or would you draw the line? Let us know in the comments below. Let's celebrate this incredible actor's commitment. Next up is the king of daredevils himself, Tom Cruise. Known for his fearless commitment to action and jaw-dropping stunts, Cruise has become Hollywood's ultimate thrill-seeker. From dangling off the side of a skyscraper in Mission Impossible, Ghost Protocol, to piloting fighter jets in Top Gun, his devotion to authenticity has pushed the boundaries of action cinema. But Cruise's dedication to realism doesn't come without its dangers that have taken him to the very edge. One of Cruise's closest brushes with disaster happened during an intense sword fight scene. With his characteristic intensity, he threw himself into the moment, trusting his co-star Hiroyuki Sanada to strike just inches from his face. But then something went wrong. The sword came so close that the crew watching from the sidelines gasped, horrified by what could have been a devastating accident. Luckily, Sanada's lightning-fast reflexes saved Cruise just in time, stopping the blade mere inches from his neck. Later, Cruise would gesture to the very spot, laughing as he recounted how close he came to becoming a Hollywood headline. Tom Cruise loses head on set. But for Tom Cruise, this close call only fueled his passion for pushing boundaries. Despite this terrifying experience, he continued to throw himself into high-octane roles, performing stunts that would leave even the most seasoned action stars shaking. From leaping between buildings to clinging onto the side of a helicopter thousands of feet in the air, each daring move adds to his legend. It's hard to watch his performances and not think back to that near miss. Each incredible stunt feels like a testament to his bravery and his love for the craft. And Cruise's willingness to put everything on the line for his roles has undeniably paid off. His infectious charisma and magnetic screen presence have captivated audiences for decades, making him one of the most bankable stars in film history. With a filmography that has grossed over $5 billion in North America and more than $12 billion globally, Cruise has solidified his place as one of the highest-grossing actors of all time. It's his relentless commitment to giving audiences the best possible experience that has earned him respect from fans and critics alike. The question remains, what drives Tom Cruise to keep risking it all? Perhaps it's his love for cinema or his desire to deliver unforgettable moments on screen. Whatever the reason, his dedication has set a new standard for action films and inspired countless fans worldwide. So, what do you think of Tom Cruise's passion for danger? Would you have the courage to keep performing after such a close call? Or would you leave the stunts to the professionals? Let us know in the comments below. Let's celebrate the legend of Hollywood's ultimate daredevil. Now, let's turn the spotlight to Charlize Theron, the unstoppable, badass queen who stormed Hollywood with her fierce talent and unmatched courage. Known for iconic action roles in films like Mad Max, Fury Road, and Atomic Blonde, Charlize has carved a name for herself as one of the toughest action stars in the industry. But what many fans don't know is that while filming Aeon Flux, she had a terrifying close call that would forever change her view on performing stunts. It happened during a high-intensity scene, one that required Charlize to pull off acrobatic stunts and complex fight choreography. Pushing herself to deliver an authentic performance, She was flipping through the air, channeling her inner superhero, when suddenly, everything went horribly wrong. In a split second, she crashed to the ground, hitting her head with such force that it left her reeling. "I thought I'd be fine," she later recalled, "but then I realized I was seeing stars, literally." It was a moment that took her from Hollywood action star to a vulnerable performer facing a very real injury. But the ordeal didn't end there. The pain was far from fleeting. It followed her long after filming wrapped. The head injury left her with lingering effects that made even the simplest tasks feel as difficult as scaling a mountain. Charlize described it as living with a constant, throbbing headache, a reminder of the dangers that come with her craft. Yet, in true Charlize fashion, she refused to let the injury define her or slow her down. Instead, she channeled her strength into recovery and returned to the set with renewed caution and wisdom. Through this experience, Charlize learned to listen to her body, respecting its limits while still pouring her passion into every role. "I realized that I needed to take care of myself," she said, embracing a new perspective on stunt work. This close call didn't just change her approach to stunts. It ignited her commitment to making action sets safer for everyone. Today, Charlize Theron isn't just an action icon. She's also an advocate for safety in the industry. She actively speaks out about the importance of proper training and safety measures for actors performing high-risk stunts, pushing for an industry where actors can bring intensity to their roles without jeopardizing their well-being. Her story is a powerful reminder that even the strongest among us need to balance ambition with self-care. Next time you watch one of Charlize's intense performances, remember the strength and resilience that lies behind her stunts. She's more than just a character on screen. She's a real-life warrior who's fought her own battles and come out stronger than ever. So, what do you think of Charlize's incredible journey? Do you admire her courage to keep going after such a serious injury? Or would you have played it safe? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's celebrate this unstoppable force in Hollywood. At number 13, we have the courageous Michael J. Fox, the beloved actor who fought back against overwhelming odds. Known worldwide for his iconic role as Marty McFly in Back to the Future, Michael's charm and charisma turned him into a household name throughout the 80s and 90s. But behind that captivating smile and timeless humor lies a story of unimaginable struggle, resilience, and determination. While filming Back to the Future Part 3, Michael faced one of the most terrifying moments of his career. During a stunt where he was meant to hang from a rope on a horse-drawn wagon, the scene went horribly wrong. What was supposed to be an exhilarating shot turned into a near-death experience when he lost consciousness while dangling from the rope. Luckily, director Robert Zemeckis spotted the problem just in time, rushing to get Michael down before tragedy could strike. This life-threatening moment was a harbinger of the many challenges Michael would soon face. Not long after filming Wrapped, Michael received devastating news. He had been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease at just 29 years old. For someone at the height of his career, the diagnosis was earth-shattering. Parkinson's is a progressive neurological disorder that would affect his movements and, ultimately, his ability to work in the industry he loved. Adding to the mystery, Michael wasn't the only one affected. Several members of the cast and crew from an earlier project, Leo and Me, also developed early signs of Parkinson's, a strange coincidence that has yet to be fully explored. The early years after his diagnosis were marked by intense inner turmoil. For 7 long years, Michael hid his condition from the public, navigating film and television roles while grappling with the physical and emotional toll of his illness. As he struggled to come to terms with his condition, he turned to alcohol as a means of coping. In the documentary Still, a Michael J. Fox movie, which premiered at Sundance, he opens up about the tremendous lengths he went to conceal his symptoms. He shared how he meticulously timed his medication to hide his tremors and other effects while performing, explaining, "I didn't take these pills for comfort or therapy. My sole purpose was to hide my symptoms." During this incredibly challenging period, Michael faced moments of deep despair. In candid interviews, he admitted that he had even contemplated suicide, feeling trapped and isolated by the relentless progression of Parkinson's. Yet, rather than giving in, he made a choice to fight back. Embracing his situation with humor and resilience, Michael became a powerful advocate for Parkinson's research, founding a foundation dedicated to finding a cure. At the same time, he continued to act, bringing the same warmth and charisma to the screen that endeared him to fans from the beginning. Michael J. Fox's story is not just one of talent, but of unparalleled courage and hope. Next time you see him on screen, remember the strength behind the smile and the battles he has faced to keep doing what he loves. What do you think of Michael's incredible journey? Do you admire his determination to keep fighting, or would you have made different choices? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's celebrate the legacy of this remarkable star. Next, we dive into Brendan Fraser's near-death experience on the set of The Mummy, a moment that would forever change his career and life. While we were captivated by his swashbuckling adventures as Rick O'Connell, few know that Brendan was facing some of the most dangerous moments of his life behind the scenes. During filming, he was set to perform a hanging scene, a high-stakes moment where he would be temporarily suspended by a rope for dramatic effect. But what was meant to be a controlled stunt quickly turned terrifying. As the cameras rolled, the stunt coordinator pulled the rope tighter than intended, leaving Brendan balancing on his toes with the rope squeezing his neck. To add realism to the scene, Brendan pushed himself even further, accidentally choking himself in the process. In an instant, everything went dark. Years later, he recounted the chilling experience. "I was standing there, and then suddenly everything went black. When he finally regained consciousness, he was lying on the ground, gravel in his teeth, an elbow awkwardly pressed against his ear, a jarring reminder of how quickly stunts can go from thrilling to deadly." But this wasn't just a one-off scare for Brendan. It marked the beginning of a series of physical struggles he would face in his career. His commitment to performing many of his own stunts in films like The Mummy and George of the Jungle took a massive toll on his body. Over the years, he endured multiple injuries, pushing himself to the limit and often ignoring his body's warnings. "I wanted to give it my all," he explained, "but sometimes that meant risking my health." As if his on-set struggles weren't enough, Brendan's personal life began to unravel as well. After rising to the heights of fame in the early 2000s, he became one of Hollywood's most in-demand actors. But behind the glamour, he was facing a series of unfortunate events that would push him to the brink. In 2003, he went through a painful divorce, lost his mother, and dealt with the accumulated injuries from years of performing stunts. Life seemed to throw every hardship at him, leaving Brendan feeling increasingly isolated and questioning his place in an industry that seemed to have moved on without him. In candid interviews, Brendan revealed that he struggled deeply during this time, even contemplating suicide as he wrestled with despair and loneliness. "I thought I'd never work again," he confessed. "I was lost." Yet in his darkest hour, Brendan found the strength to pull himself back. He took a step back from Hollywood to focus on healing, both physically and emotionally. Surrounded by friends and family who offered him unwavering support, Brendan began to rediscover his passion for acting. After years of rebuilding, his triumphant return came with The Whale, where he delivered a powerful performance as an overweight teacher seeking reconciliation with his estranged daughter. This role marked not only a return to the screen, but also Brendan's personal journey back to himself, a journey filled with resilience and self-discovery. So, what do you think of Brendan Fraser's incredible comeback story? Does his courage to keep going inspire you? Or do you think he paid too high a price for his art? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's celebrate the resilience of this beloved star. Up next is Halle Berry, the Oscar-winning actress renowned for her fearless performances in films like Monsters Ball and X-Men. But while audiences admire her on-screen strength and grace, few know about the near-death experiences she's faced on set, accidents that could have ended her career, or worse. Halle Berry has never shied away from physically demanding roles, but her commitment has sometimes come with a steep price. One of the most terrifying incidents happened in 2013 while filming the intense thriller The Call. In a high-stakes scene, Hallie's character was involved in a brutal fight, and during one particularly heated moment, she accidentally struck her head hard on the concrete floor. The impact was so severe that she lost consciousness, and the set immediately went silent. Filming was halted as everyone rushed to her side, and she was taken to the hospital. Fortunately, Hallie made a speedy recovery and returned to the set shortly afterward, showing the remarkable resilience she's known for. Still, the memory of that scene lingers, a reminder of how quickly things can turn dangerous, even in the controlled world of film. But this wasn't the only time Hallie faced injury on set. Just a year earlier, in 2012, while filming Cloud Atlas, she suffered another major setback. Taking a day off from the demanding shoot in Mallorca, Spain, Hallie broke her foot in an accident. The injury was serious enough to cause delays in production and required the filmmakers to adjust their schedule around her recovery. It was a frustrating experience, but Hallie pushed through, determined to complete her role. And who can forget Catwoman? While the film may not be her most acclaimed work, the production was a physical ordeal for Hallie. During one scene, she was struck on the head by a falling lighting prop, which resulted in yet another trip to the hospital. It was a sobering moment, reminding her and her team just how unpredictable and risky even the simplest of sets can be. Hallie's resilience doesn't stop with these close calls. Over her career, she's taken on physically intense roles and has insisted on performing many of her own stunts. In a 2024 interview, she candidly shared that she has been knocked out 3 times on set and has broken multiple bones, including her arm, ribs, tailbone, toes, and even a finger. For Hallie, these injuries aren't just part of the job. They're part of her dedication to making her characters come alive, no matter the personal cost. These experiences highlight the often overlooked dangers actors face when they push the limits to create realistic and powerful scenes. For Halle Berry, it's clear that her passion for acting goes beyond the glamour and fame. It's about delivering performances that are as authentic and compelling as possible. So, what do you think of Halle Berry's dedication and resilience? Do you admire actors who take such risks for their roles? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's celebrate this fearless star and her incredible commitment to her craft. And last but certainly not least, we have the resilient Dominic Purcell, the true survivor from Prison Break. This tough-as-nails actor has faced more near-death experiences than most people would dare imagine, all in the name of bringing thrilling action to the screen. During one particularly intense stunt gone wrong, Dominic endured a gruesome injury that required multiple surgeries to set him right again. If ever someone lived on borrowed time, it's this guy. Purcell's breakout role as Lincoln Burrows in the hit series Prison Break catapulted him into the spotlight. The show, which aired from 2005 to 2009 and returned for a revival in 2017, became a cultural phenomenon. His portrayal of the wrongfully convicted Lincoln, a man desperate to escape prison and clear his name, resonated with audiences worldwide. Fans were captivated by his fierce determination, and his on-screen chemistry with co-star Wentworth Miller added an unforgettable depth to the series, making it a staple for lovers of suspenseful drama. But Dominic's dedication came at a high cost. During an intense scene requiring him to leap from one building to another, he misjudged his landing. In an instant, he was met with the sickening pain of multiple broken bones. What should have been just another day on set turned into a harrowing ordeal that left him grappling with immense pain and the question of whether he'd ever fully recover. The injury wasn't just physical. It challenged him mentally and emotionally, forcing him to confront his limits in ways he hadn't before. Reflecting on the experience, Dominic shared how this close call profoundly changed his perspective on life. Surviving such a traumatic accident made him feel as if he'd been given a second chance, an opportunity not everyone gets. Determined not to let this setback define him, he faced a long road to recovery with resilience, undergoing multiple surgeries and pushing through months of rehabilitation. Fear would not be his ruler. Instead, he came back with renewed vigor, ready to face life and his career head-on. Embracing this new lease on life, Dominic returned to acting stronger than ever, bringing a deeper intensity to his roles. His story of survival and resilience has inspired fans around the world, and he continues to share his journey openly, reminding us all of the strength required to overcome life's unexpected challenges. So, what do you think of Dominic Purcell's incredible journey? Could you see yourself bouncing back from such a life-changing injury, or would it make you rethink your limits? Let us know in the comments below. Celebrate the strength of this amazing actor with us. Thanks for tuning in. If there are other actors or actresses you think deserve a spot on this list, drop their names in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe for more exciting content, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Until next time, keep watching and stay inspired. See you soon.